Hey, my ghost busting gang. Giving you an update on the restoration or rebuild or whatever we want to call it for the Proton Pack commission that didn't turn out the way we were hoping. So, giving an update here. Well, I guess the first thing, some lessons that I'm learning, because I was talking to Matt, who's helping me with this, and like I don't think I've ever done anything 3D printed that's this big. You know what I mean? Insert your "that's what she said" jokes in the comments. So it's hard to get a solid vision of what's going on and be cohesive and detail oriented. And the main reason is because you're looking at the front. Like, I'm always looking at the front. Where are things lining up? It's easy to pay attention to the sides when you're dealing with, like, taping off the ridges and stuff like that to make sure that you're getting the right texture pattern. But what I'm really I'm dealing with is stuff like on the sides. Like, I kind of thought the cyclotron bumper, as far as the top goes, I realized I had to paint the back, was done, and then I'm gonna switch hands here. Pardon me. I'm getting ready to look, and I'm missing, I missed a huge spot here. And there's sand lines there that might be acceptable to some, but I'm pretty confident, I have to do a lot of sanding and then repriming and repainting. And while I know what type of paint I used, I'm out of it right now. So, because I used a different paint on this than I did the cyclotron itself. Let me put the bumper away. So, I had masked these guys off and then hit this with the texture, then took the masking off and hit it with the top coat. It's not perfect, and I'm not super pumped about it, but I have been experimenting with hitting some of the high points down a little bit with a very light grit sandpaper, and then also, because I'm an idiot, I tried to pick it up. I had it situated on a chair, but I hit it with something, and it muffed up the top, so I had to sand that down. One thing I might keep, and I'm not sure, is if you look down here, you'll see this is where I was scoring it around with the X-Acto blade. I might keep that in there just to have that be a battle scar, but overall 100% salvageable. With very little work, I should be able to get this thing up and running. The big challenge is the ion arm. And I know this might seem very small to everybody else, but what happened was the cat that built this just super glued this in. So I was following the holes that were on the print, and I've been trying to shoot screws into everything everything I can, because if you're building a 3D print, what it looks like to me, and I have not seen like an instruction manual or anything, but as you're putting these pieces together, it looks like the print allows you clearance to be able to get a tool in there of some sort and be able to bolt it together or screw. I'm using machine screws. No, I'm sorry, sheet metal screws, not machine screws. Round head sheet metal screws to hold this thing together and make it sturdy. So what I did was, I was like, all right, cool, this broke off when I got it. I was like, the super glue should be keyed, for lack of a better term. So I had masked the piece of plastic off, and I figured, oh, this thing will just fit in there and it'll be fine. Well, the drag was that when this was glued in with a ton of CA glue, it was glued slightly askew. And boy howdy, what 2 degrees will do on your ion arm as far as the profile of your pack goes. So when I shot those screws in, it brought it in on the right way, and then it was leaning forward. So CA glue is a total bitch, especially if you use any kind of accelerant, which I think he used here. And I'm sorry for cursing, but there's huge peaks and valleys here, which I'm going to have to tape off the edges because I'm too far along now to be able to be like, oh, break this thing apart, because a lot of the stuff is glued together as well as screwed. Glued and screwed, as an old friend used to tell me. So, and I'm looking at like imperfections, you know, like there's some stuff here that isn't perfect. And I know we made the joke earlier about basement perfect, but as you're here, as you get invested in it, you're like, man, why don't I do this better? Why don't I do this better? Why don't I do this better? So my goal was, and I never said this in any of the videos, and I don't know if any guys care, but my goal was to try to take what this dude gave me and make it look as great as it possibly could. I wanted to use as many of the parts that he gave me and make those parts shine as best as I could. So what I think what I'm going to do moving forward is put this together, use those parts. There's some parts that just aren't going to work. The brass fittings and stuff, I think I'm going to have to use real brass fittings. I ordered some of them to see if they can work. I also left this battle scar here because I could have bonded that over, but I couldn't. But then I would miss the center, and I know I could have drilled a hole and left something there and bonded it. I know how I could have done it, but that's pretty egregious, and I wanted to keep that in there just to be one of the marks that this is the pack of disappointment to hopefully, you know, a fulfillment. So I'm trying to use as many parts as possible. The power cell indicator, I don't like this at all. I'm just going to get a piece of acrylic and cut it to shape and utilize that. So that's going to go to the way of the dodo. I have these cyclotron pieces, which were glued on this way into the cyclotron, which totally muffed up the front of them. I'm sanding one of these down now to see if I can get it to work, but I don't know. Is it worth the time? Should I just use something else? I'm coming down to the wire. I'm very unhappy with the HGA, but let's get some of this crap off it. But I don't think I'm getting better with this as far as the lines go. There's a lot of Bondo. There's a lot, I'm sorry, there's sanding shit on this. There's a lot of filler in here. And there's no getting that out, which I'm guessing that's where the breast fitting goes, and that may or may not cover that up. I guess what I'm saying is, you're going to see this. Oh, bumper fell down. You're going to see this as it was given to me. And I'm sorry my finger keeps getting in the way. I'm not a YouTuber, man. Or guys, gals, Ghostbusting fans in general. I'm going to build this with the parts I have for the most part, unless I have to replace them due to the fact of them being a catastrophic failure. But it doesn't mean I can't upgrade it, right? If I'm not happy with this printing the cyclotron and I want to redo it, I have friends that are willing to help me do that. If that bumper wasn't great, I'm going to get someone to help me with a new bumper. Do I want to use a metal part here and there? I have friends that will help me source those. We're going to try to get this going by October 1 with the majority of the parts that were printed to me that we restored together through this journey that we're going on together. So that's where I am so far. I hope to get this ion arm thing figured out, get the cyclotron buttoned up, and I think I don't even think I'm gonna assemble it before I give it to Matt, because we have all he stripped this thing down like it was fucking it was like Full Metal Jacket. He was like done. Like, I'm like, man, are you private pile? But he's way smart. Yeah, never mind. I'm not making it in front of your intelligence, Matt. You're very smart. You're smarter than me. But I think I'm just going to leave it in pieces, wrap it up as best I can, keep it safe, make sure the paint is cured, and give it to him to assemble as he's putting the electronics in, because he does quality work, and I'm curious to see see what he thinks about all this. If he thinks I should do something, then I'll have him tell me that. But ultimately, we're trying to get this stuff utilizing the material, prime painted, looking the best it can, as sturdy as it can be, and giving it to Matt to install the electronics. So I want to really have this to him within a week of today. But this ion arm thing is really bugging me. Like it's I know it doesn't seem like much, you know, like making two flat surfaces level with each other, but when you have this paint here and you don't want to have to fuck with it. And then also I did the fucking fake welds with glue, which I'm stripping off because it looked like shit. So I'm probably going to pull these all off, get that level. Then once I get it all painted, I'll attach this, and then I'll put the welds on and then paint it after that. You know, I'll see. I'll find some way to do it. But that's an update for today. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate all the help. And I mean, I think it's starting to look like what it's supposed to be. I watched a video from like 6 years ago on YouTube today, a 3-parter of a dude making a proton pack out of cardboard. And it didn't look great, but he made it out of cardboard. And he did a tutorial for everyone to make a proton pack out of cardboard. Like, that's almost like what I think we're almost spoiled now with 3D printing and the ubiquity of, like, people laying fiberglass and stuff like that. I mean, just dealing with shit like, you know, toilet paper tubes that you have laying around your house and repurposing it. Like, I mean, that's what got me into this hobby, you know, 30 years ago. It's a lot of fun, and I almost enjoy watching those videos more than the people that are making like screen accurate stuff. I think it's really neat. You know, when you have the entire world at your fingertips and an entire, you know, machine shop, you know, at your at your beck and call. It's neat just to see dudes with duct tape and cardboard making something. And, you know, the majority of those people aren't us. You know, we're trying to make the best thing we can within our budget and within our talent level. But I really enjoy seeing, like, just people slapping shit together with cardboard and duct tape. It was inspiring to me. So, I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm on a tangent. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I will hopefully have a fully painted proton pack next time we meet. Thanks for all the support, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.